Good afternoon. I am today. I'm very happy to welcome Mr. TJ Wimbs. He's an actor and stuntman, and he does a lot of stuff, online. He has his own YouTube channel. I just discovered it today. Hello, TJ. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. We talked a little bit on LinkedIn, and I checked your links, yeah, like your biography on the Internet Movie Database, and also which led me to your YouTube channel. But before we speak about your career as an entertainer, as an actor, as a stuntman, producer, I've seen in your career that you served in the military, right?
Yes, sir.
And
20
you
years.
traveled. Yeah, so tell me a little bit about that time and where did you travel during that time?
Well, it was a 20-year career. It was an absolutely amazing career because I got to travel all over the world. So I
Really?
I got to go I got to go everywhere. I mean, to the Middle East. I got to go to Australia. I got to go to Europe. I got to go to Asia. It was. I mean, come on.
Excellent. And did you visit Egypt, my own country, or
Oh, I wish I would have. That would have been so beautiful. I was in Kuwait. I was in Bahrain. I was in UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Cyprus.
excellent? You've been around a lot in the Middle East and Mediterranean area.
Yes.
So when do you start to become interested into becoming an entertainer, an actor, stuntman, producer?
Well,
When did
a
that
long
start?
time ago, before I ever even thought about television or movies, I did professional wrestling for 4 years. So I had a little bit of background of performing, like in front of a crowd, as a stage combat type thing. But I never in my life thought that I would ever be an actor until basically 5 years ago, as of the 29th of last month. That's when I started my fifth year. But I just one day, my wife said to me, "Hey, have you ever thought about getting into acting?" And then you know how the universe works. Next thing you know, it's like I think 6 weeks later, maybe less, and I get an audition request from an old friend that I knew in Aberdeen when I was a kid, and they knew I did martial arts, and they wanted me to do a fight scene for them for their film. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that because I love to fight, and I've done the professional wrestling before. And then I get there for the audition, and they give me sides, and they want me to read, and I was like, whoa, hold on, time out. I was just here for the fight scene. I don't know how to memorize lines or talk or do any of that kind of stuff. And then I got through the audition, which is probably the hardest thing I've ever done. And I got the part. And then I ended up getting 3 different characters in one movie and 2 fight scenes.
You know,
That's
speaking about wrestling, like maybe more than 40 years ago in Egypt when I was a young child, I used to watch, we had a weekly program doing, presenting wrestling, and then I think it become a very, very big, because it became like a show,
yeah, like a soap opera.
and yeah, yes, and it's a performance, and you have big production, and you have a lot of agents behind you. I
You got
want to tell you,
storylines, you got things. Yeah.
yes, yeah, how, according to you, how many percent it is a performance and how many percent it's a real fight? I mean, because I imagine people with big muscle like that can hurt themselves
Oh yeah,
if they
I've gotten
hit
a
each
lot of
other.
injuries doing professional wrestling. I have a lot of friends who are very injured from doing professional wrestling. When you fall in that ring, although it does give, and you go off those ropes and they do give, they still sting, and you still hit that mat. And there's sometimes if there's a lot of weight in that ring, or you are dropped somewhere near the rope area, there's no give there. And when you go through a table, you go through a table. When you get hit with a steel chair, you get hit with a steel chair. So I mean, there are some things that hurt, and they're very, very real. But everything is usually discussed beforehand. You
Yes.
don't ever want to get anybody hurt. So you need to talk about specific things, because the last thing you want to do is be in there with somebody and actually have them get hurt because of you.
Yes,
So
of
you
course.
have to know
You know,
you have to know what's going down. You know what I mean. You and the person that you're fighting. Otherwise, something bad could happen. So I would say that it is incredibly physical. You will take your body to the limits as a professional wrestler because you constantly go 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 go. And thankfully that you know what's going on. Otherwise, professional wrestlers probably wouldn't have more than a 1 year career because of
yes.
the damage that they would do to their bodies.
Yes, yes. You know, our generation, myself, I grew up. You know, in the 70s, I was a young child. The first martial arts film I've seen was Enter the Dragon. You know, with Bruce Lee, with
Yeah,
my father. And my father asked my mom, because I used to choose the films we go during the weekend, you know, like when I was 7 or 8. And my father got out and asked my mother, how can he choose something for us to see like that? Because my father was an engineer, used to work hard, and sometimes we went to the cinema and he go to sleep sometimes because he was working hard all the week. And then my uncle took me to watch Charles Bronson film. You know, he was big time.
oh yeah,
Him and Clint Eastwood in the
Clint
70s.
Eastwood. Woo.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
I remember two films with Charles Bronson. I've seen them, and I like to see them very much. The Mechanic, you know, I don't know if
Uh-huh.
you have seen it. You know,
Yep.
the original one,
The
not
original
the
one,
remake.
yeah, the OG, yeah, the original.
Yeah, with Jean Michael Vincent, and also he had another film. You know, it was a romantic western with his wife. You know, who
Mhm.
passed away later on, and
I just
then
watched The Dirty Dozen the other day. I love that movie.
really, it's excellent. The original and the new one are excellent. By the way, the one with Denzel Washington are
Oh well,
excellent.
Denzel Washington was amazing. So I mean,
And then in the 80s, you know, I think it came the time for Stallone. I remember I watched the first Rambo before watching the Rocky series,
yeah,
you know. So, and then came Rocky 3, and it has a scene. I don't know if you have watched it. It has Rocky fighting Hulk Hogan, you know, in
yep,
Rocky 3.
yep.
Yeah, you know. So, and then Hulk Hogan started to become himself a film star, and then came The Rock, and many, I mean, wrestlers who ventured into filmmaking.
John
What
Cena
I
is
want
killing it right now.
what I wanted to ask you, what is your own role model? You know, we went through a lot of names right now. You know, I think you see yourself fitting into an action films, thriller, stuff like that, stuff that shows your technicalities, you know, your
Yeah,
techniques.
absolutely. I
Who,
like that. I would think
who
that.
rings with you right now? I mean, as action star, you know.
No, I think all the action stuff is definitely down my alley because of my ability to use firearms properly, my
Hmm.
martial arts background, my pro wrestling background, and I'm an athlete, so
Yes,
I can do a lot of things. So I love action. I love to do all that cool stuff, but I also like to be the dad, the
yes,
chill laid back dad sometime. But if I got cornered to where like the next 5 years all I did was action movies, I wouldn't be upset about it. I would
yes,
not be upset at all if I just played like a military guy for the next 5 years or a biker for the next 5 years or something like that. I'm cool with that.
yes,
I love this business. I love any role, but I'm definitely built for action. Yeah, 100%.
yes. Right now, today I started to see some of your work, your show reel, and also I stumbled upon your YouTube channel. So on your YouTube channel, what do you like to discuss? I've seen your latest episode,
Well, I
and
started the YouTube channel
yeah,
because during COVID,
mhm,
there wasn't a lot of work for actors.
of
So
course,
I
yes,
had, I had 8 films that summer get canceled. So I was like, I need to stay in front of a camera because I need
yes,
to just do that. So I started this
of
show, and
course,
I was doing it once every couple of weeks, and then I really started enjoying it, and then I started to figure out what I was going to do with it, and so I just it's mostly just for me, just to to be in front of the camera. But I
hmm,
also now that I have people are actually enjoying the show, and I'm getting views and stuff like that, and we're having chats, I'm liking it even more. So basically, I just go about what's going on in my world. Uh, what I have going on in the entertainment business. We do the social media thing, and we talk about what's going on in show business. And then at the end, I just say thank you to everyone, and for blessings, and that's it. It's just real chill. It usually lasts about 20 minutes, and it's just fun. It's live. It's unscripted. I just have my notes on the side, and sometimes
Yes.
I'll do a scene from a movie, and sometimes I'll make up a character to start the show. Depends on how I'm feeling. So I do have this little guy I created because I also like I said, I'm very proficient with firearms and stuff like that. I have tons of movie prop guns. So
Mm-hmm.
I have a little skit that I made up with this guy called Your Favorite Armorer, and so I
Yes.
built this character, and people like it, so I try to do it when I can.
Myself, my experience on YouTube, because myself, I used to work in television as a writer. I wrote entertainment shows and international cinema shows because I used to travel to film festival. So I like 4 or 5 years ago, I started my own website. I started my own YouTube channels, and it really during COVID, especially like yourself, it helped me, to make, I mean, myself active,
Yes.
because if you stay away from anything you do, you feel like, of course, you are losing your capabilities. I mean, it's like a sportman like you who doesn't go to the gym or practice for a couple of
And
weeks, let's
everything
say.
goes downhill.
Of course, yes, yes. So right now, I've seen that you have some agent that represent you, but I want to ask you: do you let them look for stuff for you, or do you try your own on you?
I
You
do
rely
both.
on
I allow them
yeah.
to look for specific things that I probably can't find, but
Yes,
every day I grind. As soon as I get up, I am trying to make myself better that day. It's
yes,
eating
ex-
consistently, getting online, and submitting for roles that I believe that I can knock out. And so I do that
yes,
all constantly during the day. When I go to the gym, I work out for 2 hours. Come in here, back online. I'm looking, boom, 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 doing my show,
yes,
trying to just I'm always working, always, because I love this business so much that it's one of those jobs where I'm so happy to be at work that I can work every day.
yes, yes.
I love
Yeah,
being on set. I love being behind the camera, in front of the camera, next to the camera, near the camera, around the camera. It doesn't matter. I love it.
yes. Did you consider to do like training for other actors in action films? Because when you see making of big action films, I think, of course, you have seen John Wick with Keanu Reeves. He does a lot of training before,
Oh yeah.
and with Tom Cruise on Mission Impossible and thing. And also there is a very good film he did. I think it's the only time he played the villain, Collateral,
Yep.
with Jamie Foxx, and he did a lot of training, arm training. So do you like to do training for other actor? And I think that this could generate an opportunity for you to widen your network as well.
I love training. I love practicing. I love all that stuff because you got it. It's just like you want your body in shape, right? So you work out every day. So even if you don't
Yes,
have something coming up, so that you're going to be rehearsing, at least you should be doing your rolls, your handstands, your falls. Just I do that all the time. Like any opportunity that I get to chance to fall, even if I'm just in my own house, I will practice falling.
yes,
I do it all the time, and then I like to just go over fight scenes in my kitchen, or if one of my kids come downstairs, I'll
yes,
throw a bunch of combos at them, and then and then they'll just go like this, and then I'll do some kind of fall flip, fly over a couch, land on my head or something, just for practice. But you can't. I don't think like when you're doing something like John Wick or anything like any kind of
yes,
action stuff like that. I don't think you can rehearse enough, honestly. And
yes,
yeah, everybody it's so because muscle memory is so important to make sure. Once again, just like with professional wrestling,
yes.
when we're doing a stunt, it's a very dangerous thing that we're doing there. So
Mhm.
everyone needs to know everything, every count of what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time during a stunt, someone can get fatally injured.
Of
So
course,
it's
of course.
so that's why I think you can never, never, ever not rehearse. You can't rehearse enough. You can't train enough. You can't practice enough.
Yes,
That's how I feel about it. So if you have
yes,
time, if you're, I don't think people should just run in and go, okay, we wrote this action scene. Let's just go do it. That's a bad idea. Rehearsal, 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 rehearsal. And the more moving parts you have, the more times you need to practice.
of course. Right now, I want to ask you, do we expect to see you in some upcoming project that you have finished and not yet released? If you like to talk about them as well.
Absolutely. So I have California Dreaming, which I'm told is going to be coming out very soon. I
Yes.
play an Italian gangster, mob boss kind of guy named Chris Visconti. It's a full length
Uh-huh.
feature. I'm very excited about that. I also have another full length feature, Boomer, where I
Yes.
play mercenary. So I'm going all tactical. I got guns. I got
Yes.
line. Fight scene. It's good stuff. This movie is nothing but action. Boomer is nothing but
Yes.
action. That should also be out this summer. Scorched Earth, which is this one's a tame one for me. I actually play a banker, a CEO of a bank. That's supposed to be coming out also this summer. So you'll see me in a suit with no action, just
Yes.
something. And then the TV series that I'm producing, I found out. I talked to the two executive producers yesterday. The first three chapters, and we have 9 chapters. The first three chapters have been delivered to Amazon Prime.
Yes.
So we're just waiting to find out with that, and then we're finishing up the CGI on
Excellent.
4, 5, and 6, and then we have one more
Yes.
scene to reshoot for chapter 9, and then we'll have everything hopefully edited and done and sent to Prime. So we'll see about that.
This is excellent. Before I wrapped up the interview, TJ, I want to ask you, do you have a dream role or a dream concept you would like to realize, you know?
I so this Red Sands, this TV series that I'm
Yes.
producing, I've already written season 2 for it, and I've already
Yes.
started writing season 3 for it. And I
Yes.
have a couple things that shows that kind of cross through it, but they're all connected. Kind of like how Quentin Tarantino connects all of his films some way.
Yes. Yes. Your role,
Well,
like
I'm
they
going to
say,
do the same thing. Everything
hidden,
that I write and produce will be
uh
interconnected in some way.
like hidden cookies, you
Yes,
know?
yes,
And
exactly. You know where I'm going with this. So if you watch now that I'm writing now, when season 2 comes out of Red Sands, you will start to see the dots connecting for everything else that I'm going to come out. And
excellent. I
I'm
would
going to
like,
tell alternate stories inside of stories.
I would
But
like
my
to,
dream would be I really just, I would love to be a
yes.
Marvel character. I would love to be a DC character. I would love to be in the Star Wars universe. I'd love to fight John Wick. I mean, come on, who wouldn't? Like I said, I love this business. A reoccurring
Yes.
role on a TV series. Oh my God, that would just be doing a movie with The Rock. Oh my God, that would be. I
Yes.
just love to work.
No,
I manifest daily. And I just do what I have to do and need to do to show the universe that I am ready to level up.
I think TJ, with your energy, positive, energy like this positive view of the world and keeping, active all the time. And I think hopefully you'll realize your dreams. And I hope you invite me to the next premiere. I'm not very far away. In,
Absolutely.
I'm in
Absolutely.
Ecuador now, so not very far away. 6 hours I can be at the red carpet with my wife.
Well, I will let you know and make sure you have a +1.
Thank you very much, TJ.
Thank
I
you,
wish
sir.
you all the best.
You too.
Big blessings to you, to your family. And I look forward
Yours.
for the premiere of your films and your TV series.
Thank you
I'm
so
going to
much.
watch it. Thank you. Best wishes.
Namaste.
Have a lovely afternoon. Thank you
You
very
too.
much.
Thank you.